Welcome back, Rack Pack. Rackamdar here, back with another episode of Road to King of Games. Finally, we're returning back to this series on my channel. I know I've been on hiatus with this channel and kind of degraded it, or kind of got demoted back down to lower ranks. We're actually in bronze now. Spoiler alert. So we are kind of in a rough spot here. So we're not in a rough spot, but we're in a lower rank. We can easily climb out. But this is going to be a return to this series, return to Yugioh on my channel. I know I've been kind of doing some other things, experimenting with more variety content on my channel, but I've ultimately decided after talking with a good friend of mine who's helped me kind of think through this, as well as just personal reflection, that we're going to be focusing on more card game content in the future on this channel. You could probably already tell, as we do have a lot of videos of Legends of Runeterra on here now, but we're going to be focusing really hard on the card games, mostly Legends of Runeterra and Yugioh. And I do have some TCG stuff from Yugioh planned as well in the future. Right now it's just going to probably be the return of Legacy of the Duelist, but for now, but in the future I do want to add some other content regarding the TCG. So if that interests you, Legends of Runeterra or Yugioh, feel free to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon so you can be notified when those videos go live. And that's kind of what I just want to give you a little heads up. When it comes to variety content, I will be doing a little bit more variety stuff over on the Twitch channel. I will be, there will be some Yugioh, a little bit of Yugioh, a lot of Legends of Runeterra when that releases, some League of Legends. Me and my friend want to climb to Diamond, so I'll probably stream a few of that. And additionally, I'll also be doing probably Persona on stream, because there's a lot of Persona news for next year. Persona 5 Royal is set to release, Persona 5 Scramble, which is I think on the Switch. That one's set to be released next year, I believe. I'm not 100% certain on that one. But that one's a direct sequel to Persona 5, which I am really excited for. It's not a turn-based game, but it does have action RPG elements, so it looks really fun, looks really amazing, and it's, story-wise still a direct sequel, so I'm definitely excited. And then Persona 4 Golden also got announced that it will be coming to the PlayStation 4 next year. So the Persona 5 fanboy in me probably won't be able to help myself when it comes to streaming that kind of game, or those games, but for the most part, you can look forward to card games. So if you're interested in any of that, please follow my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Rackamdar. You'll find all of that good stuff over there. On the YouTube channel, however, you won't be able to see any of that. It'll just be card games. We kind of came to the realization that like card game content is probably my most successful content. It's my most successful in terms of views, like it always gets the most views and compared to some of my other content, but it's also something that, when I look back on it and I, ask myself would I watch it, I give myself the best yes possible when I see my card game content. Like I feel like I'm just really comfortable with card game, like doing the card game videos. I'm really comfortable. I'm also just a lot more kind of energetic, informative, and just all around entertaining when I create content regarding the card games. And so that's something that I want to do looking forward. I'm actually a little salty because I just realized all my replays that I was going to use for a different video came up, but look forward to Omni Hero content in Duel Links, because I built the Omni Hero deck in the TCG and I want to build an Omni Hero deck in Duel Links and mess around with it. So yeah, back to Road to King of Games. I'm really excited to try and finish up this series so that we can, so that I can be a little bit more free to mess around with more decks. The limitation of being budget that I kind of placed on myself, I'm starting to notice that a little bit more. And there's just like some decks that I think are really cool and really fun that don't vibe very well with Road to King of Games. And I'd like to try and do some more of that. I mean, I've obviously started doing those videos and playing on the ladder anyway, but it's still something that I have to keep in mind about this series when I create them. So yeah, Road to King of Games is coming back. We're going to be focusing on this. We're going to be I'll probably be streaming some of this actually. So if you're, again, links to the Twitch. I'll probably be streaming my climbs a couple of times, and you'll have insider access live. You'll have immediate access to me and my knowledge and everything like that, and how I plan decks. And you can come in, ask questions, talk to me live, see all the cheesy Yu-Gi-Oh one-liners and all that stuff live. And then additionally, you'll probably be able to see like the entire climb before anybody else, because it'll still be saved as a VOD, and I'll probably do them all in like one or 2 days, because it won't take, like if I just sit down and get the King of Games, it shouldn't take me that long, depending on how familiar I am with the deck that I'm playing and the meta at the time. So it won't be as easy as it has been in the past for me, but it definitely will be. It shouldn't take me a ton of time. Quick little disclaimer, I lost my license for Adobe Audition, so you might hear a little bit more background noise than usual. So I do apologize for that. I'm working on some fixes for that. But if not, it was never like a huge glaring issue in my videos, but it was something that if you knew it was there and you knew some of the background noises existed, it could be pretty frustrating. So yeah, I think it covers pretty much it. Legends of Runeterra, Yu-Gi-Oh! That's where the channel is going to be focusing on. No more variety content on this. I experimented with it, but ultimately I wanted to, focus on something that I was good at and be able to grow with that. And then eventually maybe we can branch into variety if that becomes a more plausible or reasonable option for me. And then for now, like it's December, so it's a lot of holiday stuff going on with me. So the videos won't be like daily right now. I'll definitely try to get like 3 or 4 out a week if possible. But after this, at the start of the next year, after the year's over and Christmas is, gone, December 25th, past that, and I get to go home, visit family and all that stuff that I plan on doing. After that is done and over with, I'll be jumping straight back and trying to get all that daily content, get all that content in for you guys. Legends of Runeterra is set to release early next year as well, so I should be able to get that content just rolling as well, and just really just have a good time, play some card games, and we should be on a path to success and having a good time together. So I think that's about it for all of the introductions. I do apologize if it's a little lengthy, but it's something that I think is important to have and let you guys know about, so that if you do have any kind of, if you're a returning subscriber who's kind of missing out on the Yu-Gi-Oh! They subscribe for, or if you're wanting to be a new subscriber, hit the little bell notification icon so you can always be notified when videos go live. Now you know what to look forward to. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the deck. So for today's video, they finally released our good boy Cyber Petite Angel. Cyber Petite Angel is one of the best cards for the Cyber Angel archetype, and they finally gave it back to us, but only limited to one. Previously it was on the semi-limit list, so we couldn't play it if we wanted to play these two cards, Dakini and Machine Angel Ritual, which of course are the most, like, these cards are more important than Petite, unfortunately. But like Petite was really important to the deck. It also made it a lot more free-to-play friendly. So now that it's off the ban list and we do have access to 3 Editin, this deck has become so much more free-to-play friendly than it has ever been in recent times. So definitely, if this is this should be a pretty solid deck. I think I saw that Duel Links Meta made it to King of Games with it in one of his videos. I could be mistaken on that. I do apologize if I'm misremembering what I saw and giving you a little bit of false information in there, but I think this could be King of Games worthy now that they finally put Petite Angel on the list. So let's do a brief rundown of all the cards. You can definitely, we're not going to go too much depth. You can check out my other Cyber Angel video if you want to see those. But we do have Cyber Angel. The main boss monster of the deck is Cyber Angel Dakini. When this card is ritual summoned, you can force your opponent to send one card that they have on their field, one monster, I mean, to the graveyard, and this bypasses pretty much all of the protections. So if Neos Fusion, if Brave Neos is on the field with a Neos Fusion in the graveyard, it does not matter. If the new card, what is that new card called? Invoke. I don't have the spell card, so invoke. So I have this guy, Invoker. So the invoke archetype that's been just destroying people right now. I don't mean to do that. We want related cards, and so there's some monsters here. This is the one, Cocytus, Invoked Cocytus, a really powerful card, and being limited to one. This is actually the first time I think they've hit the extra deck in their ban list, so that is kind of interesting. Basically, if your deck doesn't have an out to this card, you pretty much lose. And basically, so the reasoning is it cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects, so no, it has protection against destruction, and then it cannot be targeted by card effects, so it's just an all-around pain to kind of get around. No treacherous, no floodgate, floodgate, this floodgate target, no Paleozoic, this floodgate target. Change that monster. It doesn't target, so you could floodgate it, but you can't do all the other stuff, which is really a pain to deal with for most decks. And floodgate isn't a great card anymore, so you can kind of see the problems with that. And then the other problem is this card can attack in defense position, and so because it can go into defense, it can't be Drowning Mirror Force. Drowning Mirror Force only works on attack position cards, and it can't be Wall of Disruptions, because Wall of Disruption only reduces the attack position if it's in attack position. So a lot of the cards that are normally reserved to like protect yourself or deal with these types of boss monsters, they don't work. They just straight up don't work. Bikini, on the other hand, just straight up says send it to the graveyard. It doesn't destroy, just sends it straight to the graveyard. It can be a problem if they have more than one of them on the field. Won't be a problem in the future because it's going to be limited to one. But again, it could be a problem if they have multiple monsters. They can just choose to send another monster. But in general, Decklist is a really good way to deal with that. And then again, other monsters that generally have those types of protections no longer have those types of protections. Izana is the same as Decklist, except she does it for spells and traps. Whenever she's summoned, instead of sending a monster, you send a spell or trap to the grave. Your opponent sends a spell trap to the graveyard instead. And this again, this doesn't target, this doesn't destroy, this straight up just says send it to the graveyard, no protection. And then your opponent has to chain in response, otherwise they just have to send it to the graveyard. She does have another effect where once per turn, if this card is targeted by a card or effect, you can quick effect send one ritual monster, or actually when this card, it's any Cyber Angel monster, so that's kind of cool. So any Cyber Angel ritual monster gets targeted, you can send one ritual monster from your graveyard into the deck and then destroy one card on your opponent's side of the field. So at worst, this card can just go 1 for 1. If it gets targeted by like a treacherous, you can say whoopsie, you targeted my monster, send a card to the deck and then destroy like their monster or something like that. So pretty good stuff there. These are the two boss monsters of the deck, 2700 attack, 2500 attack, and we are going to be able to boost those up even further with the rest of the cards in this deck. So really solid stuff. During the end phase, Decklist can add a ritual monster or machine angel ritual in your graveyard, put it to your hand, so kind of helps with the recycling of stuff there. But for the most part, like once Decklist hits the field, this deck is still really glass cannon. The reason it's glass cannon is because we only have one copy of Machine Angel Ritual. So we either need it in the graveyard to protect, or we need it in our hands to follow up on the following turn. And that restriction really does hamper this deck from being as good as it used to be. I mean, this deck came out way before it should have. I think in the current metagame, this deck isn't too bad, but back in the day, it was just way too fast for Duel Links. This was like tier 0. Like they like had to hot fix like quick ban. This was like the fastest they've ever like dealt with cards because it was just too insane. Yeah, because of these limitations on Machine Angel Ritual, it can be really difficult to have a game drag out. You really want to just get your opponents. You just really want to quickly deal with your opponent, destroy them immediately. So we have Cyber Angel Benten. Benten is pretty nice. If you boost it up with Editin, which is what Editin does, boost the attack by 1000, you can put it up to 2800 attack. So could be a nice little like end game play if you don't have access to your other monsters. But for the most part, you're going to be using her other effect, where if you tribute this card for any reason, you can add 1 Light Fairy type from your deck to your hand. And that includes Cyber Petite Angel, Light Fairy. It also includes Senju, Light Fairy. So you can add one of these 2 cards if necessary. And you can also add all of your rituals because they're all Light Fairy. Editin, when this card is ritual summoned, you can add... if this card is ritual summoned, you can add a ritual spell card from your deck to your hand. So normally, the play that you're going to make is you're going to use a ritual spell, most likely a Machine Angel Ritual, summon Editin using Benten. And because ritual spell cards treat their resources as tributes, that'll tribute the Benten. You get to search for another card, and then you get to search for your Machine Angel Ritual. So you can search for your Bikini, search for your Izana, search for your Ritual, and then you get to start ritual summoning from there. Really good combo with these 2 cards. We finally have 3 Editin, so this deck, it makes it so much more consistent to have these 2 cards in your opening hand. We do have 1 Gishki Chain and 1 Senju, and then 1 Cyber. These all are our searcher cards. So this one, look at the top 3 cards, add 1 of them to the deck, or add 1 of them to your hand if it's a ritual card. I believe it's either one, so you can add a monster or a spell. Senju adds 1 spell, and Cyber Petite Angel adds a monster or Machine Angel Ritual. It has to be specifically Machine Angel Ritual. So these are our searchers. If you don't have any either of these 2 ultra rare cards, you can play some other things. One of the really good cards you could potentially play with this deck, honestly, I'm actually going to play it because it's just a really, really good card. This card's about to get limited to 2, so you won't be able to play... Unfortunately, you won't be able to play with this card in the future in this deck, but you could put in Kiteroid. Kiteroid is a really good card. Basically, if your opponent attacks directly, you can discard it to negate that, or to take no battle damage, and this works both in your hand and in the graveyard. So you get 2 protections, which I'm actually going to do that, because it's a hand trap and a graveyard trap, so we're going to keep this in our hand, and use Gishki Chain as our search card. And you can replace all of these cards if you want. Like, if you have 2 Kiteroids, I would recommend playing this. I think this would be a really good setup, because this allows you to go like past turn 1, and then you don't have to worry about it. 2 Cosmic Cyclones, a bit steep. I do believe Cosmic Cyclone is one of the cards you should prioritize as a budget player, in terms of like obtaining it. You can get a copy of it for like $4, and it also gives you like 10 packs. There's like a deal that they have going on. This is a really good candidate for dream tickets, either in the past or in the future. This is just a very well-rounded generic trap card, or generic back row removal card that I think will never go away, because it's played even in the TCG to this day, since it banishes the target and not just destroys it. So 2 copies of Cosmic Cyclone, I think you should, like, this is definitely something that I'm going to keep in. It also triggers our skill, Master of Rights. So Master of Rights 1 got changed, made it a lot better. Every time your life points is decreased by 1000, you can return a card from your hand and add either a ritual monster or a ritual spell. And it's random which one it is, but usually that shouldn't matter. So like, it's either going to be one of these 2, and you're probably going to want to search this. And then all of your monsters you could probably deal with. Like, it doesn't really matter which one you end up getting out. So If you don't have more of Senju's and you do have Cosmic Cyclone, just run 3 copies of Cosmic Cyclone. That should be a pretty good, just a pretty good card there. Kiteroid is free. I believe you get it in like a pick a card campaign. If you miss that, then whoops. Not really much I can say there, other than I hope you pick it up somehow. I believe most of these types of cards, where they're limited, some of the tickets that you get, like the SR tickets, will eventually let you get them, but I'm not sure which tickets in particular, because some of them will and some of them won't. So yeah, anyway, talked about the searchers, Cosmic Cyclone, get rid of spell card and trigger. Merciful Machine Angel. We tribute a Cyber Angel ritual monster from your hand or field, and then draw 2 cards, and then place one of them to the bottom of the deck. Really good, really nice card because you can tribute Benten and then also search with Benten off of this. 3 copies of Absolute Ritual and 1 copy of Machine Angel Ritual. So yeah, this is a pretty nice deck. I think this is pretty solid. Kiteroid, pretty fun card, or pretty good card. I haven't used it yet. I did have it in one of my hero decks that I planned on using eventually, but never actually used it, so I'm gonna mess around with it before it gets banned, and I can't play it in most things because it's gonna get limited to 2, which is probably a good thing because this card's really bad, or really degenerate, but yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. Another real quick thing, Cyber Petite Angel is a level 2, which lets us use it with Machine Angel Absolute Ritual in combination with our level 6 monsters. That's one of the big things that was making this deck a lot worse, was the fact that in order to summon our big boss monsters, you had to have this card. You couldn't, there was no other way to avoid it. You had to have this card, or a second copy of your boss monster in hand to work with this. But now that we have Cyber Petite, we're good to go. Deck's pretty solid. I'm going to mess with Kiteroid, see how it works, just because. So yeah, we'll set this character as active and jump onto the ladder for a couple of duels. I know this introduction took a little bit, mostly because I had to have that little kind of update on what the future of the channel is going to be doing, but I don't think that's too bad. Playing with some Cyber Angels. We also put 6 monsters into the extra deck in order to confuse our opponent, make them not realize that we're playing like a non-extra deck reliant type of deck. So that's really all those are there for. If you don't have any of those like fusion monsters, just put in whatever you have. You don't have to do anything. Alright, so we're gonna probably deny this person a rank up. We have Kiteroid in our hand and Cosmic Cyclone, so we're going to set the Cosmic Cyclones. We're going to end our turn. Additionally, our skill is not once per turn, just twice per duel. So we can use both of them in the same turn. So he's going to end his turn. I'm just going to play this slow game using our 25 cards. There's Machine Angel Ritual. We have a lot of protection because of our Kiteroid. We're just going to let him kind of play into our hands instead of the other way around. I could Cosmic Cyclone my own card in order to get a ritual monster, but we're not gonna really. I don't really want to try to do that because I do think, like, I'm pretty confident in saying that if he doesn't do anything and we draw into what we need, then we win. So here we go. Gonna end his turn, and that's a Cosmic Cyclone on his card. Don't know what he put down, but it doesn't matter because Divine Wrath, that's a nice card to get rid of. So there's Izana. We can activate our skill, Master of Rites, return a card, and then hopefully get Edatin. We did not get Edatin. That is kind of unfortunate. That is really unfortunate. Might have been better to grab a spell card. But because our opponent isn't really doing much, I think I just want to... Do I just want to summon this? Maybe just summon it. So here, as you can see, having Kiteroid does lower the deck's consistency, because I could have had a Senju or a Gishki Chain already at this point, which would have allowed us to pop off, but it is what it is. Kiteroid's pretty cool. I might just put one Kiteroid and put Senju back in. I think that's what we're going to do. Because we don't need two. We don't need two Kiteroids. I really think... Yeah, we're just gonna end our turn. This is end our turn for now. We're about to get there. We're about to get there. And there's another one. So now we can do this one more time. Bam. The really nice thing is that it's... Oh, there we go. That's perfect. We don't even need to use our skill. The really nice thing about our skill is it doesn't take up our single draw. So if we don't need to use our skill, then that's pretty nice. So we're going to pop this, draw 2 cards. There's our stuff. Send this back to the deck. Use that to search. Now we basically just win. We can search Dakini. I think we're going to do this. Our Petite Angel is going to get normal summoned. Search Dakini. And then now we can Machine Angel Ritual. Oh, here we go. We win. We actually win. We're gonna Ritual Summon this, using this, and using this. And this will boost up our attack points by 1,000. So that's going to be pretty powerful. I summon Dakini in attack position. I wish there was an animation for Dakini. Now we can activate Editin to boost our monsters. And then we can also, something we couldn't do previously, we can activate Machine Angel Absolute Ritual to summon this. And use these monsters in our graveyard. We send them back to the deck. And we summon our Izana as well. So now we just win. Really good. Like, it just adds that extra... Like, that extra little power boost. Or, well, not power boost, but extra consistency boost. Previously, if we wanted Izana and Dakini, we had to have, like, all 3 of them in our hand and, like, a bunch of other things to just go right. But now we can just do that and just shuffle them both back into the deck. That also gives us the opportunity to draw them. So, just really all around good stuff. I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to put Senju back in the deck. This deck, it does work, so if he had anything, we would have just negated it with that Kiteroid. So I don't think Kiteroid's bad. I just want more. I want to be able to end the duel faster than that. That was kind of a rough starting hand. So not too bad. Go ahead, we'll play probably 2, maybe 3 more duels, depending on how fast they go. We might be able to make it back to Silver. I know we demoted quite fast, but this will, I think, give us back to Silver. We're in Bronze right now. Ooh, so this is a really good opening. Editin and Benten. We also have Machine Angel, so we can immediately just like search pretty much anything we need. So that's pretty solid. Pretty solid. Our opponent not really doing anything. Kind of thinking through. He's playing 30-card deck. Makes his deck not that great. I don't know what this card is. Treated as a normal monster. So this is a Gemini deck. But he doesn't seem to be playing much. Oh. I guess that's a card. Yeah, this poor person about to get wrecked. I'm gonna set this card so it doesn't keep asking me what I want to do. So we're going to Absolute Ritual. Yeah, Machine Angel Absolute Ritual. Play these 2 cards. Editin, Benten, and so here's the searching that I mentioned. We're gonna search both a spell and a monster. So we're going to search probably Petite Angel. And then we're going to search a spell card, which is going to be another Absolute Ritual. And then unfortunately we do not have the necessary components to make another monster, but we'll be fine with this. So Dakini, then this one and this one. And the really nice thing is if we draw into our Izana, we can just straight up win the next turn because of Absolute Ritual, allowing us to use our graveyard as materials. So we're going to activate this. Both of them will chain, and we will be dealing a huge chunk of damage. So, I don't really know. Does he have something? You got to send it to the graveyard, friend. Battle, 3,700. End our turn, and then Dakini will add back the. I think we'll add back the Editin. That way we can boost it even higher. Because if we get our like a boss monster or a Benten, we can do some boosting and do that. It'll be good. Be really good. Part of me still thinks that this deck would be pretty insane if it had all the like if it was at full power, this deck would probably still be insane. So he can tribute the Red Eyes. Normal summon Red Eyes monster during your main phase. I don't know what you're doing, but it's probably going to not work. And because of the extra consistency with Machine Angel Absolute Ritual we get from Cyber Petite, we can now keep Machine Angel Ritual in our graveyard for more protection a lot more consistently. Because like previously, we would want the Machine Angel Ritual in our hand. Oh man. Okay, we just win. I probably should just... Yeah, he's just gonna surrender. I shouldn't have really done that to him. That was a little mean. I was gonna summon. I kind of want to just do like a proof of concept there and show you guys. But I think we'll get one more duel in because those did take a few minutes. Our opponents not sure what they're going to be doing. So let's go ahead. One more duel for the video. Again, apologies for the video taking as long as it is and having that kind of longer introduction. I just wanted to kind of make sure that everybody who was, doing stuff knew exactly what to expect going forward. So yeah, we do have Absolute Ritual. This is kind of a problem here because honestly, part of me doesn't really want to summon anything. He's only got 26 cards. So this would summon, and I would be able to play Dakini. Like I could search a Benten. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll start. We'll start. We'll summon, and then we'll search Benten. And then we'll Absolute Ritual I think we'll do the Izana. Because we want to be able to potentially destroy a thing if he targets it. So we'll do this, and that'll tribute, allowing us to get a search in the next turn. Or get a search. Actually, that was probably a misplay because Dakini would allow me to add a card in the end phase. So that might be a misplay. Izana does not allow me to do that. I could have added... Yeah, I could have added one of these cards back. I think it only works on the ritual monsters, though. Yeah. I could have added the Benten back to my hand, which would have probably been preferable to in the graveyard, because then I could search some more. Yeah. Oh well. I'm rather doubtful he might have something. But at the same time, who knows? Sorry, I got two face down cards. There's a Editin right there. I'm going to go ahead and activate the Senju, and this time we'll search a Benten from the deck. We don't have a ritual spell, so this will just give us the opportunity to do some stuff. Could be a Treacherous. Oh, what the hell? What does this card do? I don't know what that does. So yeah, we're going to add the Benten so that if we draw into one of our stuffs will be able to do anything. So now that he has this, I'm just going to swing in and assume that this is kind of nothing. That could be a misplay. He might just Drowning Mirror Force me right now. Oh, he did. He did. I was gonna put Izana in defense position, but I was like, there's no way that that's gonna give me a drowning after he's got this weird card. But I guess in a 30 card deck, he probably drew his single copy of Drowning Mirror Force. Unless he bought like 3 of them. Dodger Dragon. Interesting. This duel might take a little bit longer. That's alright. That's alright. It'd be alright. 1900 to the face. That gives us our skill, by the way. So we can now use our skill in order to get ourselves a ritual spell. Something we couldn't do previously because the skill wasn't available. What does this even do? This card is sent to the graveyard. Inflict 500 damage to your opponent. There's Absolute Ritual, which is nice. Yeah. We're gonna go ahead, we'll activate it, and we will summon and tribute. So this will give us a ritual spell and a monster that we can search. So yeah, we're going to search our Senju. I think that's what we're going to do. Search the Senju, and then we're going to get Machine Angel Ritual. And then we're going to summon the Senju, grab another Edatin. So kind of nice that he put it back into my deck. Grab the Edatin, and we're going to tribute the Senju and the Edatin in our hand to summon Dakini. So kind of nice that we were able to hold on to it. So the Edatin that's on the field will get boosted by 1000. This is just gonna obliterate him. Multiple Edatins is kind of insane. So send 1 card to the graveyard. Resolve this chain. 3700 and 2600. And he has to send Dodger Dragon to the graveyard. Nothing he could do. Unless he's got some kind of... Like, I'm pretty sure there's no, like, hand trap in the game that would, like, do anything, so... And now we just attack for game. GG. So yeah, I'm thinking that Cyber Angels is a good deck. I would recommend, like, if you want a pretty, like, don't go for Senju. Just don't. It's not worth it. I think you can make this deck work without Senju. So yeah, not bad. So we do have some extra gems there, and that is going to wrap up this video. Like I mentioned, we're going to be jumping right back into Duel Links content. I do plan on putting more Road to Kingdom Games videos out in the near future. Probably going to stream a couple of those videos as well, so be on the lookout for that and all of that stuff. Be sure to subscribe so that you can see more card game content in the future, Legends of Runeterra and Yu-Gi-Oh! And then hit the bell notification icon so you'll always be notified when those videos are live. If you want to see... And of course, if you're enjoying the content, please leave a like down below, it really means a lot. Comment... is there any budget deck you want to see before I hit certain ranks? I did this before, where I asked people what decks they might want to see that are budget friendly. I don't own every card in the game, so I don't own a lot of cards in the game, so I can't do everything. But if it's something that I can reasonably do, I'll check it out and see if I can make something happen. So let me know if there's anything you would like to see personally, and I will do my best to create the deck and make it work if I can. And I won't be doing that for everything. Like, once I think last time I mentioned that once I hit gold, I was going to kind of check out of that type of stuff. But maybe I'll wait until platinum. We'll see. Once I get to a certain point, I won't be taking any deck requests because at some point, like, I will have to climb. But yeah, we're finally back on the swing of things, and I'm excited. Loving Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, I've been playing some Yu-Gi-Oh! In the TCG, been making some decks. built the hero deck, which I do want to try to translate into Duel Links as best as I possibly can in the near future. But the hero stuff is very expensive in Duel Links because all of the heroes are scattered across big boxes as ultra rares for the most part. So that's not going to be super fun to try and create. But we'll see how it goes. Anyway, without further ado, thank you guys so very much for watching. Really hope that you enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Later!